Here's the way it is. You live in direct relation to the poets, the heroes, and the sheroes you have. Always honor the elders. Then you honor yourself. Honor women, you honor yourself. Honor men, you honor yourselves.
Yeah, cause you know, RP, we gotta pay homage to the ones that's still here too, you know? RP to the ancestors and all that, but what about the ones that's still here? We gotta talk about that. You know? Give them their flowers while they can still smell them. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Listen. Minister Farrakhan, I'm glad you still here with us. Anthony Browder, I'm so glad you still here with us. Dr. Anderson, I'm glad you still here with us. Nelly Fuller, I'm glad you still here with us. Just wanna give them their flowers while they can still smell them. Just wanna give them their flowers while they can still smell them. Just wanna give them their flowers while they can still smell them. Just wanna give them their flowers. Listen, to all the warrior scholars we call master teachers, or the oracles, prophets, before you pass I need to give you your roses, a way to let you know that your work wasn't in vain. A new generation of soldiers birthed through you, lift the entire earth for you, 6 centillion tons, that ain't all that it's worth for you. Ain't wanna wait until you transition to build the altar for you, or make a record when you can't listen. Your life's mission's more important than that, and matter of fact, I know it's even more important than rap, but this is my way to immortalize and make your name fortified, codified in hip-hop culture. Before you die, we see through all the lies, we reaching for the skies, but not for mystery guards. We know the guards inside, we read the literature, we listen to the lectures, now we signal boost all the wisdom you manifested. Shahrazad Ali, I'm so glad you still here with us. Baina Bello, I'm so glad you still here with us. Queen of Fua, I'm glad you still here with us. Ava Muhammad, I'm so glad you still here with us. Wanna give them their flowers while they can still smell them. Just wanna give them their flowers while they can still smell them. Just wanna give them their flowers while they can still smell them. Just wanna give them their flowers. Listen, if I forgot to say your name, blame it on the brain and not the heart. The best part was how you made it plain. To feel Valentine's, I feel that inclined to give honor to Dr. Kaba, the mastermind, Professor James Small, Dr. Joy DeGrew, a Ice Cube, middle finger to the boys in blue. Shout out to KRS, shout out Professor Griff. No perfect messengers, there's only perfect messages. Hands off the side of Shakur and free Matulu. Yeah, respect Mali, Jihad the Chemruhuru. Got a bouquet of flowers for Dr. Bill Cosby. Welcome home, beloved, I know they real salty. Who turned the Breakfast Club up to 1,000 degrees and spoke nothing but the truth to the powers that be. We all got a good laugh from all of the memes, but even Umar Johnson get his flowers from me. Just wanna give them their flowers while they can still smell them. Just wanna give them their flowers while they can still smell them. Just wanna give them their flowers while they can still smell them. Just wanna give them their flowers. The new black media, I'm glad you're still here with us. Tariq Nasheed, I'm glad you're still here with us. Jason Black, I'm glad you're still here with us. Professor Black Truth, I'm glad you're still here with us. Just wanna give them their flowers while they can still smell them. Just wanna give them their flowers.
We're the mothers and fathers of civilization. The black man is a god. He is the maker, he is the owner, he is the cream of the planet Earth. He is God of the universe.
Like to dedicate this song to our beloved attorney, student minister, Dr. Ava Muhammad. You know, she made her transition before we got to complete the song, but she was in our heart, she was in our mind. And so this one's for you, Queen. Rest in power.
Good people, what's up, what's good, man? Blessed be your host, Caleb Smith. Tonight we got a very special guest in the building. Man, Sincere Luv Da God, The Master's Table, dope album just dropped, bro. He has classics already, songs with Black Dot, songs by himself where he's just holding it down, man. My own personal favorites, bro. 120 Lessons, The Master's Theme, I love those, bro. What inspired this entire body of work? Then two, bro, the art cover, man. I love it, y'all. I love it. Right here, it's like beyond fitting. every master teacher that you can just possibly think of that's made a tremendous impact. We got Dr. Claude Anderson, Baba Dick Gregory, Shahrazad Ali, Dr. Francis Cresswellson, I think Amos Wilson, correct?
Yes, sir.
We got him, good doctor right there. Ava Muhammad just passed, rest in peace. Neely Fuller as well, bro.
Yes,
what just inspired all of this of dropping gems?
Man, in reality, a lot of the ideas, they, like I always tell people, you know, I'm just a vessel, and the ideas come through me, you know, from the ancestral realm. You know what I'm saying? That is the inspiration, the master teachers and the ancestors that came before us that laid down the foundation, the blueprints for Black Power. That's where the information and the inspiration comes from. But I appreciate, you know what I'm saying, the compliments on the music. And
for sure.
Definitely for having me here today. You know what I'm saying, to chop up the game. Yeah. But yeah, the Masters Table, man, it's me and my brother DJ RP Beats. DJ RP Beats is my producer slash DJ, excuse me, my brother and my partner in rhyme. And this is our third go-round. Wow. We got together back in like 2018, I think it was. We put out our first project, which really started off as a compilation project that he was putting together with a bunch of different artists. And then as we started working, him and I, we just had the chemistry to just click. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We was on the same wavelength as far as consciousness and all of that. And as far as the music, first and foremost. I always say the music is first and foremost. The messages and all of that, you know, it's there, but it's secondary. We make sure that we make some dope hip hop music first and foremost. You know what I mean? And so from there, I ended up being featured primarily, or just more than all the other artists on that compilation album. And it turned into a me and him thing. And then we became Master Elements, which was the name of that project. And then our second one we did during the pandemic called The Spear and the Shield. You know what I mean? And then everybody need to check that one out as well.
For sure, bro. Man, Master's theme, bro. You just get right into it. It was a bar in there. Right now, during this time on Twitter, Instagram, everybody's talking about, would you rather have a dinner with Jay-Z, with Hove, or X amount of dollars? And now Soulja Boy, he been wilding. Would you rather have a dinner with Soulja Boy or X amount of cash? So, man, you started off with, would you rather get 500 racks or a dinner with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad?
Right.
That was heavy. Right. Why that bar?
Right, that's why. You know what I'm saying? That's why, exactly what you're saying. We know we in tune with what the talk is. Yeah. We in tune with, you know, everything that's going on. We not, you know, above the people. We not behind on time. You know what I'm saying? We got our finger on the pulse of everything that's going on. And so we always incorporate things like that just to be relevant with the times. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, that meme been floating around for a while, dinner with Jay-Z or 500K. And you hear everybody going back and forth. But I'm like, you know, would you rather have dinner with Elijah or 500K? You know what I'm saying? You know, just questioning what your values are.
Yeah, I feel that, man. Doing this album, how did it feel once all the tracks, everything, it was done, artwork was done? How'd that feel for you?
I'm still feeling it. I'm really still feeling it. When we were working on the project, we thought we were done way back in like September, like the end of the summer. We thought we were done with the project, and then it began to take a life of its own. Like originally, my brother DJ RP Beats, he came up with the title, The Master's Table, and he had one idea in mind where we were actually talking about like the slave master's table, and people were talking about wanting to have a seat at the table and all of that. We were going in that direction with it, but the title and the music took on a life of its own as we were working on it, and then we became talking about the master's table as having a seat with the master teachers at the table, you know what I'm saying? Where we get to have the food for thought that's on the menu, you know what I'm saying? And so on the production side, I forgot what song it was, but he had some horns and some pianos, and it just had a whole different feeling. And I'm like, yo, that's some jazz. That's some jazz right there. Yeah. And I'm like, I think we need to do some more of that. Like, let's pull up some of these other tracks. Like, my engineer, he like, yo, you should have somebody play on this one. Have somebody play on that one. And then we started incorporating those jazz elements. And like I said, the project took on a life of its own and took us in a whole nother direction. And then we just kept working on it until we felt like it was ready.
I love you know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro. Flowers, man. Another dope track. Talk about all the master teachers as well. Why Flowers? Why that song?
On The Spear and the Shield, we did a song called Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. That was the name of the song. And it was dedicated to her, but we were also shouting out a lot of the ancestors.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And we was paying homage to the ancestors. And so this go round, I was in New York recording my DJ. He in New York. I'm here in Atlanta, by the way. He's in New York. So we be working like virtually. But I go up there to record a lot of the vocals sometimes. And so I was up there working on some other songs, and he pulled up that beat, and he was like, yo, what you got for this? And I was like, oh. And immediately the hook just came in my head. And I was like, yo, RP, you know, we got to pay homage to the people that's still here.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? We still got warriors, soldiers out here that's putting in work, and they deserve to get their flowers while they can still smell them.
That's right.
And that gave birth to that record right there. I think I wrote it on my way back on the airplane. Yeah.
That's good. Black Death, White Wealth. That's a real thing, man. Nip, he's behind us. We got him all throughout, too, man. Each room, basically, at this point. And Nip, he had a tremendous impact on people like myself, entire young generation, older generation, middle, Dolph as well, independent businessman. But we see this common theme, right, of great black men being murdered, rappers, right? How do you feel of being a true MC and seeing great black men who are in the rap game constantly dying?
Right. And even some who haven't even had the chance to become men yet. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. That's true.
And so when my son is on that song, the second verse, that's actually my son, my biological son. He's 19.
Wow.
And, you know, he do the drill rap and all of that. You know what I'm saying? And so I noticed watching him, my daughter, like when Triple X, X-Dafion, when he got murdered, I remember they was like devastated.
Wow.
You know, my daughter, it was like she lost one of her best friends or something for weeks, crying, constantly bringing it up in conversation.
Wow.
You know, it had a real effect on them, kind of like how Pac had an effect on us in our generation. You know what I'm saying? And as the killings kept happening, it started to happen like every month, every week. You keep hearing about different rappers getting murdered. And I started to notice that they were being desensitized to it. Like, it didn't even bother them no more. You know what I'm saying? It was
normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These artists that they listening to, they bumping their music and all that. And now it's like, oh, Dad, you heard such and such got killed? Like, no big deal.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so when I got that beat, I told my son, I'm like, yo, we got to do something. We got to talk about this. You know what I'm saying? Let's do something together. And he like, all right, I'm going to smoke you. You know, I'm going to smoke you on that or whatever. So I'm like, all right, whatever, man. So he came up with the hook. He came up with the melody for the hook. And I kind of changed the words up a little bit. And he did his thing. I did my thing. And then RP, shout out to my sister Aida. She was featured on our last album as well. And I didn't know she was going to be on it. RP sent it to her.
Right.
Low key. That's something that he does all the time too. He's very secretive.
That's dope.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he sent it to her, and she came back with the illest verse of the year. And I was like, I was going to redo my verse, but I let her have it. I let her have it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, important record, very important record, and it's one of my favorites. We had the intro with Dr. Wesley Muhammad on there, talking about the Black Death Clause that's in a lot of these contracts.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, it was just time. It was time.
I feel that, bro. Consciousness and rap. During this time, too, we see rappers talking about perks, went from being dope boys to like dope fiends somewhat, being on drugs, all that stuff. Do you feel like it's possible to merge being conscious and also being dope at rapping as well?
That's what we do, man.
Yeah.
That's what, like I said in the beginning of the conversation, like the music is paramount. You know what I mean? We got to make some dope hip hop that people going to care about, that they're going to want to listen to. You know what I mean? Forget about what we saying. Are we going to be able to touch the youth? Because like Nuri Muhammad says, a youthless movement is a useless movement. You know what I'm saying? And so if we're not able to touch them, if they're not able to feel the vibration, then it ain't going nowhere. We just going to be in a preaching to the choir and like, you know, an echo chamber.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't do it just for the people that's already conscious, but I'm trying to put the medicine and the candy for people who might not necessarily want to pick up a big book like the Blueprint for Black Power, you know, 800 something pages. They're not going to sit there and read that. They're not going to sit down and watch Hidden Colors. It's boring for them. You know what I'm saying? But they rock with the music though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if we can make some dope music and I could, you know, like I said, put the medicine in the candy, then we getting somewhere.
For sure.
So that's important. We got to make the music dope first.
Yeah, I love that. 120 lessons, man. legendary Black Dot. Both of y'all bodied it. Why connect with Black Dot for that song right there?
Man, Black Dot, man. Black Dot is like somewhat of a mentor of ours. You know what I'm saying? He been showing us love from the first project.
Yeah.
You know, we were both already aware of who he was. He didn't know who we were.
Wow.
Well, we was just sending him the music like, yo, you might like this. You should check it out.
Right.
And he actually gave us a listen. And on the first album, he did a write-up for us, you know, reviewed the album, had us on the show when they were first getting started with their podcast.
Urban X, yeah.
Shout out to Urban X.
Yeah.
When him and Malcolm was first getting started, they had us on for an interview and just showed us love, man. And we incorporated some of his lectures on the last album. And I kept saying, yo, we got to get Black Dot on a joint. We got to get Black Dot on a joint. But RP, you know, as a producer, you know, he got to hear, you know, he got just, I don't know what goes on in his head.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm just like, yo, send him this song. Send him this song. And he like, nah, Black Dot ain't going to fit on this one. We got to get the right one.
Yeah.
And the 120 Lessons, he been bugging me to write to that beat since the previous project. And I just wasn't feeling it. I kept, you know, I ain't writing nothing to it. And he ended up sending it to the Black Dot. And Black Dot wrote his verse. And when he sent it back, I'm like, oh, now I got to get on it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
But I was still a little stuck. Like, I ain't know how to come at it. You know what I'm saying? And so I sent it to my brother, Young Con the Don. He out there in Indiana, Gary, Indiana, I think. And he sent back a verse with a whole different take on it because they got that Midwest flow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a whole different cadence, a whole different pocket. And that just opened me up. I was like, okay, I know what to do now. And so I did my verse, and that's how that came together. But, you know, the 120 Lessons obviously inspired by the Supreme Wisdom. You know, I grew up in the Nation of Gods and Earths.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Young Khan and Don being a member of the Nation of Islam and all that, we studied the same lessons. And so it just all made sense.
Yeah, bro. Man, that's beautiful. Hearing you, connecting with people from the Midwest, New York. Why is that, man, so important for artists to connect with people, even if it's in like different states, different regions, and things like that?
I mean, I think it's important, not even just as artists, but in all things that we do, the networking, you know, community building.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Being able to link with like minds, you know what I'm saying? Because people have not necessarily better ideas, but different ideas than you have. People have different perspectives and different takes and, you know, open you up to things. You know, you might have looked at the same situation in a certain way, but they open you up to a new perspective. And it's like, okay, now we can build. You know what I'm saying? We have a foundation to build on. So beyond the music, it's just important to connect people all over the country, all over the world. Because a lot of times when you conscious, when you got knowledge of self, it could be very lonely. It feel like you're the only one sometimes. Like, damn, nobody don't know what's going on out here. Don't nobody know what I'm talking about. Like family members, you always the oddball out. You know what I'm saying? So being able to connect with people with the same type of mindset is just important.
Yeah, I feel that. Being conscious, having that background, Guys and Earths, 5%er, all that stuff, man. How do you feel about this current state of hip-hop right now? Because, you know, back in the day, like, you would have conscious rappers, and now it's been, like, a major shift. So do you feel like rap is in a good state, or how do you feel about it right now?
I'm not mad at the state of hip-hop. I think with the advent of technology and social media, we have more control now over our sound and our culture. We don't necessarily have to accept what the mainstream puts out there. And I don't just consider that when somebody asks me that question. You know, I don't just base it on what the mainstream is putting out there. Like, we could find dope MCs. And you know what I'm saying? We could find, not even just in hip hop. All of our music has been watered down. You know what I'm saying? But there's dope artists, real, genuine artists that's out there doing their thing. They just might not be as popular, you know what I'm saying, as some of the ones that got the low vibrational, you know, degenerate content in the music and all of that. And so we could find them. We could program our own stations now. We don't have to just be, you know, susceptible to what they put on the radio or MTV and all of that. Like, them days is over.
Yeah.
So now we can curate what we want to hear. You know what I'm saying? So that's a good thing. And also, the new sounds that are coming out, I'm inspired by some of the new sounds and the younger artists and all of that. You know, it helps me be able to connect with my children too. You know what I'm saying? It creates a conversation for us and a vibe that we could get on the same wavelength so we understand each other. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times what happens, and it's not even just with hip hop, but just each generation, it happened with jazz, it happened with bebop, all of that stuff back in the days. Every time the youth came out with a new sound, the elders was like, that ain't no real music.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And there was always a disconnect between the generations. And I believe that's by design also. And so now I think we have the opportunity to bridge the gap.
For sure. Yes, sir. How do you balance being an entrepreneur, a father, an artist, all of those different hats?
I have no idea.
You have no idea?
I have no idea. I wake up every day, you know what I'm saying? I thank God, whatever you want to call it, you know what I'm saying, for giving me another day, and I go at it, man. You know what I'm saying? I try to get more organized now with my plans, continue to educate myself and remain open-minded to new ideas and just live, man.
Yeah.
Just live and experience things. And, you know, like I said, now I'm trying to definitely be more structured and organized and, you know, planning things rather than just being on the whim. Because I've managed to, you know, survive this long and be able to tread water, so to speak. But, you know, it got to get to the point where we have to take it to the next level. And that's going to take a little more focus, a little more discipline and structure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure. Do you feel like artists now need a label per se, or could we just do it independent?
We definitely could do it independent.
Yeah.
We definitely could do it independent, man. A label is not necessarily a bad thing, but you have to build your leverage first, I believe. You know what I'm saying? Like we talk about with Nipsey, you know what I'm saying? That's what Nipsey did, you know what I'm saying? He built up his leverage to where he could sit down at the table and make his demands.
Come on. That's
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We see the brother out there now, Russell, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Following that same blueprint.
Yeah.
I study people like Ryan Leslie who've been doing it for a long time.
Legend. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so now with the way the technology is, it's just a matter of finding your tribe. You know what I'm saying? Just if you're talented, just get to work.
Yeah.
Get to work. Start putting out the content. Start connecting with people, networking with people and all that, and just keep building your tribe. And then, you know, if your stuff is dope, the ones who on that same type of time, they're going to find you. You know what I'm saying? Now you got your audience, you go direct to consumer. Now it's just a matter of being creative, you know, on that side of things with the marketing and all of that. You know what I mean? And having a team is going to be important. That's the label.
Come on.
Because you can't do it all by yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially sometimes when you got to do the other things, it takes away from the creativity. You know what I'm saying? So you got to have a team. You know what I'm saying? Everybody now could play their part to really, you know, make the dream work.
Yes, sir. Teamwork make the dream work, man. Speaking on content, you have a dope podcast, the Godcast. I love it, bro. Man, what inspired that of, you know, starting your own platform and again, wearing many and several hats, bro. Being a father, artist, all those things, media as well. What sparked that?
For me, a lot of it ties together.
It does, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think if you're an artist, you should probably have a podcast or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's part of building the audience.
Yeah.
But with me, I didn't know how to use social media before. Like before the pandemic hit, I was just, you know, on social media like everybody else. Take a picture, you know, this is what I ate for lunch today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Arguing with people on Facebook about, you know, politics or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I was talking about some of the same stuff that I still talk about, but I just didn't know how to create content and do it.
Yeah.
And so I took Brother Ben X's course.
Oh, nice.
During the lockdown.
Yeah.
The digital real estate course. Shout out to the tribe and all of that.
Yeah.
Once I got involved with that and learned how to create content, then I took the same stuff that was already in my head and I just started producing it on my social media. And you know, he taught us how to make a podcast. That was one of the courses.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I started doing it on my own. You know, I was just what I had. You know what I mean? I ain't have no fly setup like this. But I had a laptop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I just turned it off and started going live and started talking my shit.
Hey, that's how you start.
Right.
That's all that it takes. You good. Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I felt awkward just being on camera by myself. You know what I mean? I was like, I don't know. So I stopped doing it for a little while. And I was like, I need a co-host. And I wanted a female to balance it out. You know what I'm saying? And so I just started looking for dope sisters that was on the same type of time.
That's what's
and
up.
I reached out to a few people just networking again. And I found my co-host, Nicety Girl. She's out in Los Angeles. I'm down here in Atlanta.
Yeah.
But I seen the stuff that she was putting out on her social media. And I'm like, yeah, I think, we might be able to do this. I just reached out. I'm like, yo, let's do a test run, see if we vibe together, see if we like each other.
Yeah.
And she was shy about getting on camera and all that at first.
Yeah.
But we did it. We clicked, and it's going on 2 years now. We just been rocking.
Major congrats on that too, bro.
Yeah, appreciate
Love
it.
it. Yes, sir. On the platform, bro, you talk about economics, powernomics. Master's Table, far left, we got the great Dr. Claude Anderson. Why is powernomics and us understanding business, economics so important?
All of our issues are centered around economics. You know what I'm saying? I think it's Jason Black who often says, they hate us because we black, but they're only able to harm us because we poor.
That's heavy.
You know what I'm saying?
That's heavy, yeah.
And so the reason why we got in this position was based on economics. Slavery was about economics. You know what I'm saying? Redlining was about economics. All of the things that we've been put through in this country and around the world has always been about economics. You know what I'm saying? Racism and capitalism are like cousins, brothers and sisters, whatever you want to call them. And so we look at other communities, one of the main reasons why they don't go through a lot of things that we go through is because they got their weight up. You know what I'm saying? They're not dependent on anyone outside of their community for their basic needs. They provide it for themselves. And so group economics, powernomics, the stuff that Dr. Anderson been screaming for the last 40 years or however long it's been,
right?
That's the key to our liberation right there. You know what I'm saying? The mindset behind it, I think that's the most important thing. The mindset, you know what I'm saying, of us looking at each other and seeing a reflection of ourselves.
Yeah.
And understanding that we all we got and that's all we need. You know what I'm saying? And then putting the economics behind that, building institutions, building businesses, circulating the dollar and all of that. That's the key to our liberation. Everything else, we'll be able to put in place once we got our money right. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we talk a lot about reparations on my platform.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? One of the, most important issues. And I think it's getting a lot of momentum right now.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? More than it's have in my lifetime.
Yeah.
I know it's not a new issue, but I haven't seen it being pressed this hard in my lifetime. So I believe a lot of stuff that's being done, we're moving in the right direction as far as that. But we still got to keep our foot in the gas. We still got to fine tune our strategies and all of that. But yeah, that's the number one issue and for black people around the world, not just foundational black Americans, but black people around the world. It's economics.
Come on. Reparations, bro. A lot of black politicians get very uncomfortable when that topic is brought up. I saw one of the brothers from Tennessee, who got expelled. He was on the Breakfast Club, Tesla Figueroa. Great. She brought it up.
Shout out to Tesla.
She grilled him, but it was a whole lot of circling around, man. Tariq, he went in as well. I was like, bro, you're right. Why do you think that's such a boogeyman topic when it comes to black people asking for tangible things solely for us? Why do you think Democratic politicians especially try to waver around it and say, but the tide is going to lift all boats and not just solely black people? Or I've heard growing up that Obama or this president isn't just the president just for black people, but black people are American as well, and black people are foundational to this country.
Right.
So why is it that they always get uncomfortable when they hear that word?
It's the benign neglect policy. You know what I'm saying? It's like Dr. Edison taught us, we were never meant to be able to reap the fruits of our labor. We were designed to be a permanent underclass. You know what I'm saying? And so we're the main ones on the globe who fight against the system of white supremacy on a consistent basis.
That's a fact.
And so for us to be in a position of power is a direct threat to the system, just our empowerment. Other groups can be empowered to a certain degree because they're not fighting the system anyway. They're fine with the system. They're okay with maintaining the status quo. We're the only ones that never been okay with that. We're the only ones that haven't been trying to assimilate and find a comfortable place within it as a group. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you got your individuals who, they want to get their day out for themselves. You know what I'm saying? But as a group, we're the only ones who've been constantly trying to figure out ways to dismantle the system of white supremacy. And that is essential to their survival on the planet. They have to have a system of white supremacy. That's what was taught to us by Dr. Francis Cress Wilson. That's essential to their survival. It's about genetic survival on the planet. You know what I mean? If it was all about peace and love and kumbaya, you know what I'm saying? If Dr. King would have had his dream and had his way, that's an automatic threat to white supremacists.
That's right.
Because they can't survive under that structure when everybody is getting along.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everything is just fine. Everybody's equal. We all just one big human family. Then eventually the white gene gets bred out just by nature.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're experiencing that now with natural decrease. You know what I'm saying? They dying faster than they could reproduce themselves. And so they're experiencing just nature, you know what I'm saying? They haven't been here from the beginning. They're not part of nature. And so nature is just taking its course, you know what I'm saying? Doing the laundry.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So we don't have to do anything but exist in order to be a threat. And so that goes for all black people, sorry.
No,
all black people around the globe that applies to. But the thing that's unique about us, like I said, we're the only ones who have been aware of that and constantly resisting that system.
For sure.
Actively.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's no way that they can participate in our empowerment because that's a threat to them.
Yeah.
They're doing what they're supposed to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, those are facts, bro. These labels, man, it's crazy. We've been seeing just foolishness with artists who they sign. So one of my last two questions is this. How do we combat labels right now who are signing these TikTok sensation artists and signing artists that's talking about drugs and dope? Should we start our own labels? Should we start funding black-owned music record companies? How do we fight against some of the stuff that's going on?
And now the AI,
the AI, that is correct. Yes.
I think the main way that we counter that is going to be just a cultural revolution. It's about what we value, what we support. You know what I'm saying? Because they only exist because we support it. You know what I'm saying? We consume it.
Yeah.
So that part has to change.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's an internal thing. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to make them do anything. You know what I'm saying? It's about us. We can fix that internally with just changing the culture, the things that we value, the things that we find important. And that's going to be on us as parents. You know what I'm saying? Producing the next generation and raising the next generation. It's about what we allow them to be exposed to, what we allow them to consume. We have to be proactive in that respect. And those type of entities will automatically fall to the wayside. You know what I'm saying? Because there will be no interest. You know, we ain't jacking that. We don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? But until it gets to that, it's always going to be that way. And truth be told, it doesn't really take all of us. It just takes the right amount of us, you know what I'm saying, to be on that same page. And then that can exist. All of the degeneracy can exist over there, but we can be insulated from it. You know what I mean?
I love that, man. Very last question, bro. You've been so gracious, too, with your time and everything. Where do you see Sincere as a man, everything as a father, artist, within the next 5 to 10 years?
I'm just trying to create legacy, man. You know what I'm saying? Everything I do is for my children and the next generation. You know what I'm saying? And so I just use my intellect, my gifts, and my talents to try to build that legacy. You know what I'm saying? And like I said earlier, continuing to educate myself when it comes to financial literacy and all of those things so that I can create the infrastructure around my talents and my gifts and my intellect. You know what I'm saying? So I could be able to institutionalize it, you know what I'm saying, for my family legacy. You know what I mean? So that's the thing for me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's 5 years, 10 years, or whatever it is, but that's the everyday thing for me. That's, you know, where I'm trying to leave it. You know what I mean? So that I could be able to have a baton to pass on.
Come on.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Love that, bro. Man, it was a pleasure, bro, having you here. The performance is coming as well, so that's going to be dope.
Yes, sir.
With flowers, man. Seeing you at Dr. Copper's lecture, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate you, man, finding me, pulling me off to the side, bro. And, man, from there, it's like, yo, we got to make this happen. It was crazy.
Because I heard your voice in the background.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'll be listening to you.
Man,
like,
that's love. Same.
You know what I'm saying?
Same.
And so the voice, I'm just like, that happened to me another time with a sister, Zizi. We were at the I think it was the FBA conference. And I didn't see her, but I heard her voice. And I'm like, and so the same thing happened when we was down at the Dr. Kaba lecture, at the book signing and all that. When I heard your voice, I'm like, nah, that's the brother Caleb.
I was honored.
So, yeah.
Honored by you, bro. And the podcast, man, where can everybody follow that? Follow you, tap in, everything.
Yes, sir, man. Follow me. I'm at Sincere Luv Da God on all social media platforms, as well as music streaming platforms. YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube channel, Sincere Luv Da God. We got a bunch of stuff going on over there, man. Just make sure you subscribe, click that notification bell and the subscribe button and all that. And just follow me, man. You'll be tapped in with everything we got going on. The Master's Table.
Yes, sir.
It's available now on all streaming platforms. Well, if you really want to support us, you could go to www.themastersrsvp.com and you can get the merch.
Yes, sir.
We got the hoodies, we got the t-shirts coming soon. We got the physical copies and all of that stuff. We got the canvas prints for your wall and all of that stuff. Nice packages at the website, man. That's www.themastersrsvp.com.
Yes, sir, man. Sincere. I appreciate you again, brother.
Yes, sir.
Y'all, make sure, man, to tap in, support him. Bro, the album is hard, man. I loved it. Tap in, support. Son 7 over here, bro. He got him right here.
Yeah.
Young legend, man.
Talking about
Look, you already see, man, he got the fresh cut, too. Making sure, bro. But, man, it's about the kids. It's about the children, bro. Leave a legacy. Leave an impact, man. Brothers like Sincere, no pun intended, bro. Give them all the flowers. It's needed, bro.
Absolutely.
And it's just the beginning. So, again, make sure to tap in. We appreciate y'all greatly. Another dope episode. Blessed be your host, Caleb Smith.
Appreciate
Make
you
sure to
having
share
me, man.
this, man. Bro, we appreciate y'all. Big man, I appreciate you too, bro. Much love, man. And it's just the beginning. Can't wait to see y'all soon. Peace.